This is the Louie T Network.
Man, I love some football. Man, I love some football. My favorite week is week 1, cause I'm watching football. First comes the preseason, and I don't take a day off. And then it gets even better when your team makes the playoffs. 32 teams go hard for one thing. They work for one thing. That Super Bowl ring. 32 teams go hard for one thing. They work for one thing. That Super Bowl ring. We in the lab room.
Louie T, welcome. You are in the lab room. Of course, I am your host, Luke. Thank you for joining me. Week number 9 in the National Football League. Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Cincinnati Bengals in what I declared my sole survivor pick of the week. So, you know how I felt about this game. You knew who I thought was going to be victorious. No way the Jacksonville Jaguars, who coming into the game are 1-7, are going to find a way to get a W in the jungle. Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. No way they coming into the jungle. Welcome to the jungle. No way they coming in there and coming out with a W, man. Many have tried, few have succeeded. So no way they coming in here and getting a W. And the Bengals are getting back young, fresh, and green in this game. Nah, they not getting a W. But somebody forgot to tell Jacksonville that at 1-7, they were supposed to lay down. You were supposed to come in here and get trampled by the Cincinnati Bengals, who had all their stuff back this week. And nobody delivered that message. Obviously, they didn't get the memo, and that's why I love this Jacksonville Jaguars team. That's why I love Gus Bradley as their coach, because they fight. They fight to the very end. The problem is they make too many mistakes, man. And in this league, the team that makes the most mistakes is not rewarded with a W. In fact, they're slapped with an L. So if you're Jacksonville, you minimize the mistakes, and maybe you got a shot in this game, and that's what happened. Let's talk about it. Big shoelaces run, followed by a 3rd and 16, 20-yard screen to Toby Gerhart, sets up a Josh Scobie field goal. It's 3-0 Jacksonville in the first quarter. Okay, fine, we got a little field goal, whatever. Look, it's still Jacksonville. They're still on the road. They're not winning this game. But I will say this much. In the first quarter, the Cincinnati Bengals struggled offensively, and Jacksonville really gave them a run for their money early on. Cincinnati did not have an offensive rhythm, and they looked more like the team we saw 2 weeks ago on the road in Indy than they did the team we saw last week that was able to muster 27 points versus Baltimore. So they struggled early on in this game. No offensive fluidity, no rhythm. They were not in sync offensively in that first quarter. But you move to the second quarter, totally different football team offensively as young, fresh, and green. AJ Green, welcome back, but welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Boy, this team missed you desperately in your absence. And so he's able to start getting reacclimated to the offense, has a few catches on this possession, but check 1-2, 1-2. I'm going to give you a guess as to who. Of course, Mohamed Sanu catches a huge, beautiful touchdown seam route. Woo! That was a gorgeous throw by Andy Dalton. Boy, the red rifle, when he's on, he's one of the best in the league. But the problem is, every game, just about every game, and it's not every game, but it's just almost about every game, you get one of those, Andy moments. And of course, we're going to get one in this game. But when he's on, boy, the man is a beast. I mean, he can rifle. That's why we call him the red rifle. He can throw that football when he's on. This was a beautiful throw to Mohamed Sanu. Right in between bracket coverage. Can't do it much better than this. Touchdown. 7-3 Cincinnati on top. After a block punt by Rex Burkhead. Check, check, check. 1-2, 1-2. Who is Andy throwing to? Mohamed Sanu. With a gorgeous over-the-shoulder catch. Man, this dude is developing into one of the best number 2s in the league. Straight up. No chaser. Watch Mohamed Sanu. This dude is getting it done. What you want him to throw a pass? Huh? What you want him to do? Run a reverse? What you want him to catch the football? He's doing it all for this Cincinnati Bengals team. The dude is dangerous. So, beautiful over-the-shoulder catch. Puts the Bengals inside the Jags red zone. Where young, fresh, and green fumbles the football. Coughs it up. Whoa, AJ, you can't come back and turn it over now. Luckily enough, who's Johnny on the spot? You knew. You already knew. Mohamed Sanu. Of course. He recovers a fumble. And then AJ said, all right, man, let me make amends for me making a mistake. I'm going to catch this touchdown. Except he made another mistake. He was offsides on the play. Man, just take the field goal, AJ. You've done enough. You've done enough. It's 10-3 Cincinnati up in this game. Taylor May says, hey, man, I want to get in on this block party. Rex got one. I want one. Let me block a punt, too. Jaguars say, hey, look, I don't want anybody to feel left out, so you get a block, too, Taylor. He said, yeah, I got a block punt. Boom. Safety, 12-3. Cincinnati up on top after the Taylor May's block punt. Jaguars have struggled on special teams this year. Look, when you're a 1-7 football team, you don't just struggle in one facet of the game. You struggle in multiple areas. They struggle with turnovers. They struggle with offensive efficiency. They've struggled with special teams. They've had field goals blocked this year. And now the punt epidemic reared its ugly head in this game. So Jacksonville continuing to implode from within. Special teams can't get it done in this game. They've already accounted for several points in this game by the Cincinnati Bengals. So we go to the halftime break, 12-3 Cincinnati up on top. Mohamed Sanu, come on, man. Come on, Mohamed. Leave these boys alone, man. AJ's back. You're not supposed to still be doing this. With just a 36-yard grab, a beautiful catch. Sets up a 1-yard Jeremy Hill touchdown run, and he was huge in this game. We'll talk about him a little bit later on. As it's now 19-3. Looks like Cincinnati is starting to do what I thought they were going to do in this game, and that's run away with this thing. All right? Jacksonville says, not so fast. We're not laying down just yet as we head to the fourth quarter. After a near fumble by Shoelaces. Next play, 42-yard Allen Hurns touchdown grab that he wrestles away. Give me that. Give me that. Touchdown. And Leon Hall was in good position, but he didn't find the football before Allen Hurns did. Comes back for the football. Boom. It's 19-10 as we head to the fourth quarter. So, tremendous 31-yard punt return by the cornerback formerly known as Pac-Man. This dude has been eating them up in the returns game, and he's been a revelation for this Cincinnati Bengals team ever since they started putting him back there a little bit more often. At first, it was Brandon Tate on kickoffs and even on punts. And they say, hey, man, we need a spark. Adam Jones, the cornerback formerly known as Pac-Man, has delivered that spark. And he's really helped them out. And this was a huge return. And it sets up a young, fresh, and green 18-yard A.J. Green touch. There you go. No mistakes on this one. This one counts. It's now 26-10 Cincinnati on top. So it looks like they're trying to run away again. Jacksonville said, man, pump your brakes. Don't you try to run away from us. Now, we're not that fast. But you're not going to run away from us. You're going to see us in that rearview mirror. And so Jacksonville won't go away. Allen Hurns steals the football away from Terrence Newman in the end zone. Hey, you an old dude, man. Give me those, man. Give me those. That's my football, not yours. Touchdown. It's 26-16. They go for 2. Do not convert. So they're down 10 points in this game. Here's our Andy moment. Oh, what are you doing, Andy? What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, Andy, in the pocket, trying to throw the football, realizes, I don't think I want to do that. He pumps it. Then he does it again. This time the ball says, hey, I let you slip the first time. This time, I got to slip out your hand. Bounces off of a Cincinnati Bengals offensive lineman. It's juggled by J.T. Thomas and finally corralled by J.T. Thomas on the play. It's picked off. They're inside Cincinnati's 20-yard line. He returns it inside the Cincinnati Bengals 15. 2 plays later, shoelaces into the end zone on a touchdown run. It's 26-23. Jacksonville hanging around. Cincinnati only up 3 in this game. What are we doing here? Seriously, Cincinnati, what are we doing here? I mean, we're playing Jacksonville at the crib. What are we doing here? No, seriously, what are we doing here, guys? Finish these boys, man. What I tell you about letting these teams loiter, man. Letting them hang around. That's how you get yourself into trouble. Put them away. And so Jeremy Hill says, all right, Andy, I got one final get out of jail free card for you, man. You better take this. You're going to need it if you want to get home safely, because this crowd will mob you if we don't win this game. So Jeremy Hill says, I got you, Andy. Relax. 60 yards on a very, very sensational run. I mean, he takes off, and I love this kid. I thought that he was going to be the starter day one. I really thought that the Cincinnati Bengals were going to allow Giovanni Bernard to stay in like a third down, kind of scat back, catch it out in the backfield, change of pace kind of role. But they said, nope, Giovanni's our guy, and Jeremy Hill had to play that third down change of pace role. But this guy has number 1 back written all over him, and this play kind of, I think, exemplifies what he can be in this league as he gets the football, able to get outside, and then he's down the sidelines, and he gives the guy a hesitation. Dead leg, kind of move, freezes the defender for a second, then blows by him, and then his upper body, he's a big back, upper body strength, tries to tackle him up high on the shoulders. Man, he shrugs him off, doesn't even break stride, gets into the end zone, 60-yard touchdown, puts this game basically on ice, but Jacksonville had one last-ditch effort to try to stay in this ball game as that touchdown run made it 33-23. Blake Bortles takes this team down the field, but in typical Blake B fashion, he had been living dangerously all game long. Allen Hurns had bailed him out twice already. Could have easily had 2 picks already in this game thrown. Instead, they ended up being Jaguar touchdowns. He throws an egregious, honestly, I don't understand how you throw this interception. I don't understand how you throw this football. There was no reason to throw this. There was nobody open. I don't know what he was looking at. They showed it from the quarterback view behind. I don't know what he saw. And this had no chance of working. You've got a receiver underneath an Allen Robinson running an out route on a Z out. Throw him the football. Let him catch the football underneath the sticks and try to make a play. Instead, he forces it into the end zone. It's picked off by George Iloka. And that's why the Jaguars are now winning 8 on the season as the Cincinnati Bengals hold on 33-23, get the victory, move their record to 5-2-1 on the season. Jags fall to 1-8. I mean, that's what 1-8 teams do. They find a way to lose games. And that's what the good teams in this league do. They find a way to win despite Andy Dalton with another one of these, Andy mistakes. Team finds a way to pick him up and get it done at home. Wasn't always pretty, but it was a win. Nonetheless, Cincinnati now runs their record to 5-2-1, stays atop this division, and they're playing some solid football. Still not at the level I want to see these guys playing at, but a win's a win in the National Football League. So that's going to do it for Jags Bengals. I thank you for joining me. If it happens in the National Football League, whether big or small, we cover it all here in the lab room. Come back and join me as I've got plenty more games to break down in week number 9 in the National Football League. See you in a bit.